Well, welcome back to the RPT podcast. Uh, you can clearly see.
So
I don't know.
he hasn't been here after either one of the Nebraska losses, right? After the loss to Illinois, he wasn't here. Because that's when I brought that over.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then now after Indiana, he's
yeah,
not here.
yep.
So don't count on him being here next week. Because they play Ohio State
Mhm.
in the horseshoe.
Yep. I don't know what his deal is, but anyway, welcome back. Jesse and I are still here. This is episode 8 of the Run Past Talk podcast. Um,
I just got some NFL news.
what?
Alvin Kamara has a broken hand.
Oh my god! And he just signed that fucking
Yeah, he just signed that extension.
yeah,
This is going to hurt my
dude.
fantasy team.
Well, actually, that's another topic I want to talk about. Is the injuries this year?
Oh, it's insane.
It's way more than last year.
Way more to top tier.
Yeah,
And I think that goes back to what I said 4 episodes ago. I want to see a breakdown on how many of the players that have gotten hurt this year played in preseason.
yeah, yeah. I mean, McCaffrey hasn't came back yet.
Well, and I don't know when this happened on Julian Edelman's Games with Names podcast with Matt Light.
Yeah.
Because Matt Light used to be a part of the CBA for the players
Mhm.
and or the NFLPA, whatever it is. And he said, like, during his career, during training camp, it sucked.
Like,
You'd have like 3-a-days.
oh
You're in
yeah.
full pads hitting. And then Edelman's like, yeah, it was kind of boring at the end of my career. I mean, we go for 2 days, have a day off, and this and that. And I'm like, that's how soft. And they both said that's how soft tissue injuries happen.
Because
So
they're
now,
not getting built up.
yeah. And so now, I mean, you're getting all these ACLs, these Achilles. Everyone's wanting to blame the field, which yes, it might have to do with the turf some, but they also aren't practicing near as much. They aren't limiting those muscles and tendons and ligaments to an extent.
So, since they aren't having as hardcore practices as they did back then,
Yeah, because
is it because they are in fear of hurting people in practice?
yeah, because how often did you see that so and so was injured during practice back then, and
I
now
couldn't
and
tell
not
you.
really too much during the games? I mean, I
Yeah.
would see more injuries during practice back then in the 2000s than I
Yeah.
would. Oh, so and so's hurt during the game. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And now it seems like it's every 4 plays someone's on the ground.
Yeah. It's wild, bro. Like, th- so this leads me into Chris Godwin. Did you see that? So they took the video down.
Oh,
I could not see the actual. I seen the play, but
it's
I couldn't
not
see.
it's not as bad as Dak.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Aiden. But I mean, those were fractures.
Yeah.
Godwin's was a dislocation. It was just very weird. I mean, it just like his leg was like that, and then all of a sudden it's like that.
Yeah. I seen when he
It's
was laying down, you could see his foot was going the
well,
opposite way.
and so I just want to. I can read lips somewhat well. I'm not John Boy by any means
Yeah.
reading lips,
Oh, I think.
but everything I've seen on social media is when Godwin's riding on the cart, my career's done.
And then the trainer shook his head.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he goes,
but I don't think that's, especially when I read other comments and stuff too, and I put things together.
yeah.
It doesn't seem like he said my career's done. I mean, that was not enough lip movement to say
Or
that.
do you think he
Everything I've
said,
been
"Is my
seeing-
season done"?
No, back to work, John. Because that same trainer is the
Oh.
one that he was with when he was coming back recovering from his ACL.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess I didn't even realize that or think about that. But so did you see that the NFL is gonna uh, investigate that play, that tackle.
to see if it was a hip drop.
Yeah,
I don't think it was. He swung out. I
yeah.
mean, it's just a freak of nature play. I mean, the thing is, if they want to say that was a hip drop, there's not. What do you want a defender to do when they're trying to tackle from behind? I
I
mean,
don't
just
know.
let him go.
Well,
Because he tried doing everything. He tried to swing out and swing around, but then, yet again, his cleat just stuck in the field.
yeah,
Godwin's cleat stuck in the field.
yeah.
His foot was going this way. His body turned this way because the defender was trying to spin around,
Hmm.
and it went that way.
I feel like it's a big gray area. Um,
When you're having to
with
call some sort of a tackle and flag a tackle,
yeah,
it's
some guys are like almost afraid to hit because they're like, well,
yeah,
what am I supposed to do? The play Mahomes did this week.
ran the dude over.
Well, no,
Oh,
not that one. Uh, you've probably seen it. I would assume
I watched the game
when he
when he had
acted
his
like
big
he was
run.
going out of bounds,
Oh,
or
yeah.
he. Do you think he took advantage of the refs and
No, I'm sorry
guys?
if I'm a player. He's in the field of play, and if he's seeming like he's going out of bounds, he's still in the field of play. I'm hitting him.
I
I,
know,
I
but
will take that 15 yards.
I do agree that they do protect quarterbacks a lot. Like,
I would say 70% of them.
yeah, but I mean, it was a great play. Like, it was a good move on
Yeah.
Mahomes' part.
Well, I mean, it's just like when Zach Wilson or I can't. No, I don't think it was Zach Wilson. I can't remember who it was. Had the fake slide in college.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember who that was. It wasn't
I
Zach
can't
Wilson.
remember who it was either, but I know what you're talking about.
It's gonna bug me, so I'll look it up real quick.
But it was a good play. But I just, like I said, it's a gray area because I feel like some players they're like, well, I'm
Kenny,
trying to make this tackle, but I don't want to get a flag,
yeah,
a penalty. Don't want to get disqualified. Uh,
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
That's QB.
Um, but it's not like back in the day when you seen Brian Dawkins fucking
Oh no,
out there.
and Ray Lewis.
Yeah,
I mean, they're. I'm not gonna say they were headhunting, but
I think they were head on.
they're gonna
Yeah,
light you up.
yeah,
I mean, Ocho Cinco got hurt trying to hit Ray Lewis and blindside him.
yeah, yeah. And I do miss that old football, the old style.
Oh,
But
so
I
do
do
I.
understand they're trying to protect people, and that's what needs to
I
happen.
get that they're trying to protect him, but as Tua said, they know the risks that they're taking
Yeah,
in this press conference that he just had.
yeah. Which he kind of had to say that because he wants to come back, and he's had
Which, I mean, if
concussion.
that's what he wants to do, then that's what he wants to do. I mean,
I think he should
I just
call
hope
it,
in
but
5, 7 years I don't see like some suicide thing.
yeah, me too. Like a junior Seau or something.
Junior Seau, Aaron Hernandez.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's
So what college do you want to talk about?
So
The ass whooping that the team on your head got?
yeah, we could talk about that because I that's really the only game I got to watch on Saturday. Um,
I watched just a little bit of that one. Or actually none of it. I think I got home too late.
yeah. Wait, I can't remember. I
Or no, that was a night game.
Yeah, it was a night game.
So I was watching K State.
Yeah, yeah, because it was a night game and I was gonna get online after it was pretty bad. But no, I tell you what, Georgia's defense hasn't been around all season until that night, and that defense is scary.
So I mean, what does it take for a coach to have your starter go to your backup
Yeah,
in the first half and then go back to your starter?
I don't know.
I mean, like you have to go with somebody and ride it out, I think.
Yeah,
You can't make that sudden change in the first half and then okay, we got to go back to him in the second half because you weren't given anybody to get into a rhythm then.
yeah. Which
I mean, I didn't watch the game,
as
so I don't know how.
Sarkeesian's defense in a little bit, Quinn could not get in a rhythm at all.
No, and then Arch, from what I saw, he had the Eli Manning just face,
Yeah.
the Manning face.
Well, both of them were sitting on this
Yeah, I
bench
saw
like,
that one.
yeah,
But my thing is you can't just keep jumping around
yeah.
because no one's going to get into a rhythm.
No, not at
So I
all.
think that was poor coaching on that part. I think you either needed to ride with Ewers a little bit more in the first half and then go to Arch Manning, or when you made the decision you're going with Manning, that you have to ride that out.
Which maybe that's what I not him wasn't on the sideline.
Well, I don't know the second half adjustments because he came in the second half and I think let him do a touchdown. Ewers.
Yeah. So, you started the game, gonna get in rhythm.
Arch
Arch
came
Manning
in.
came in.
Then they made their halftime adjustments, and then Ewers took him for a TD on the first drive in the second half, right?
Yes, and then I feel like maybe it was because he's always said that he's got two star quarterbacks, but this is Ewers' team. And then that happens, and he takes him out, and then Arch Manning goes in. He's like, Arch Manning's not getting it done. Maybe
Yeah.
he was like, this is his team, so I'm gonna put him back in. I don't know. It was Georgia's defense just made the supposed best offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in college, not look like they knew what they were doing.
No.
It was,
Well, and so I think that's where that's on the coach. I
yeah,
think. I mean, Kirby Smart just outplayed,
yeah.
outsmarted Sarkisian. But then we can briefly. I mean, I
Hold on.
didn't watch the Nebraska game.
Did you see what happened at that Texas Georgia game?
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not. I have not actually still seen the play.
Okay, so not because I am a Texas fan, but uh, uh, Carson Beck threw a pick, and it was a bad throw. Texas caught it. They got down to I think the 10-yard line, and then it got called back for PI. Then they showed the replay. Wasn't really any PI, but if there was some, it should have been offense because the receiver had him. Whatever. They didn't. They called the defense uh, pass interference, and then one fan threw a bottle onto the field, and then that whole corner threw bottles.
And then I saw that they overturned it, saying that there was no PI.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you cannot overturn a penalty in college.
Okay.
The refs got together and said, "Screw this. This is too hostile."
Yeah.
They looked at the big screen probably. And,
Yeah, because it's not a reviewable play, but it
Yeah.
was on the big screen.
And okay, yeah, no, we're picking up the flag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that's BS.
I was shocked. I was really shocked.
See, that's why I'm surprised I haven't gotten any notification that the SEC has actually came out and said anything on it.
Well,
I know they fined
Yep.
Texas $250,000, but
Yep.
what's $250,000 to Texas?
Yeah.
I mean, that's chump change.
Yeah.
I mean, so now they're gonna have to just add it onto the students' tuitions. I mean, that's
Yeah.
when you find a college team something. I mean, the students are suffering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's when you're finding.
But at that instant, though,
That's
that
on
was
the
the students.
I mean, when they storm the field, tear down the goalpost, that's the
Yeah.
student section. I mean,
Yeah.
so I can see it somewhat, but I mean, these institutions have to just step up and
Yeah, they got more money than the students.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I didn't watch any of the Nebraska game. I just saw that Dylan Raiola turned the ball over 3 times.
yeah. Like I didn't watch it either.
And Matt Rule said he didn't see this coming. So
I didn't see that whooping coming.
know how I was going over the college defensive rushing stats last week, and how
Yeah.
K-State was like the 4th.
Yeah.
K-State had a bad rushing defense last week. They just dropped down to 5th.
Oh.
Nebraska's out of the top 10 now.
Hmm.
But the biggest stat that
Took
I
one
kept
game.
hearing from Nebraska fans is no rushing touchdowns allowed. The Bones are back. No rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that game happened before the K-State game. That was
Yeah.
an 11 game. K-State played at 6:30.
Yeah.
K-State had a better rushing defense, statistically wise, outside of the rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
K-State went into the West Virginia game with 5 rushing touchdowns given up, which is not bad through
Yeah.
where they're at in the season. Nebraska had 0. By the time Nebraska and K-State game started, I looked at it. Nebraska has 5. K-State has 5. Sunday, I looked at it when all games were done. K-State has 5. Nebraska has 5.
Yeah. Took one game.
Yeah.
One game.
That's what these Nebraska fans, they get in over their head too much to me.
Yeah.
And just think, oh, this and that. And then that season just dwindles.
So, I'm assuming you've seen Will Compton.
Mm-hmm.
He had that whole spiel.
Oh, yeah.
On Bussin'.
Nice.
Obviously, he played for Nebraska. He's a Husker fan. And what that made me realize is that I feel like I agree with him that that game does not define this Husker team. This Husker team is better than it has been in years. I feel like you have to agree with that.
It is, but they aren't winning the games that they should win by the amount that they are. Does that make sense? I mean,
they're
the
not
games
blowing
that they
people
should
out.
be blowing out, they aren't. They are
But-
stalling in the second half. And then the games that are 50-50, they've won some,
Yeah.
they've lost some.
Yeah.
But my thing is, your brother, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
those Husker fans that are just in way over their head.
Yeah.
We're going to be 7-0 going to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're 5-1. We're going to go into the horseshoe and beat Ohio State, hands down. Get past Indiana first.
Yeah. What?
Oh, and then you get your ass kicked.
Yeah. So, as people see, I have a Texas hat on. I have always been a Texas fan. Jesse knows this. We've been best friends forever. But at the same time, it's crazy to say I like Nebraska too. One, because I live here, and I just want to see them do good. Just because I live here.
I know. I've lived here all
Yeah.
my life too.
Yeah.
I'd never want to see them make a bowl game again.
My thing is my Husker fan part of me. I didn't expect Indiana to do that. I didn't.
But look at what Indiana's coach has said. Google me, all I do is win.
I did not see him say that.
Yeah, and then look at their closest game this year. Granted, they haven't really played anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll still say that to this day. They haven't played anybody yet.
Nebraska's not ranked, so I can't
Was
blame you on that.
17 points. That was their
Jesus.
lowest margin of victory. Granted, they're coming into their tough part of their schedule now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you start winning by that much every game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those kids they're running high.
Yeah. I don't know. Indiana is good. And I feel like back to the Texas was blowing people out. And I think that's what they seen that Georgia hasn't been doing good all season. Maybe they
overlooked it. And see, that was my concern this week with K-State versus KU.
Yeah.
But Avery Johnson came out today and said, we're treating this just a normal game.
Yeah.
Yes, it's rivalry week, big game. KU's trying to end a 14-game win streak for K-State.
Yeah.
K-State's trying to extend it for 15 games. They are not overlooking it. They're treating it a normal game, normal preparation.
Yeah.
And they're going to go out there and they're going to get the win.
Yeah.
So, Rob.
God. So, okay. We can call him on Facebook right now. We'll call him. We're going to call Rob. He's a Kansas fan, and it's a rivalry week between these two. And what's funny, I didn't call or tell him today that we would call him.
Hey, you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so it's rivalry, so go Cats.
Let me put him up to the mic. Hey, so I didn't tell you that we were gonna call you, but
It's all good.
you are on the podcast right now, speaking into the mic.
Okay.
K State and Kansas play this weekend, and what sucks is that if I would have known my brother wasn't gonna be here again, I would have had you on.
Been there.
Yeah, he cancels
I
right.
definitely would be there.
Yeah, he cancels right before again. But Jesse said he's ready for this game. And what time is it at?
7:00.
Ooh, 7 o'clock. So here's the plan.
On prime time.
It's on prime time. Saturday night, we're gonna get on the mics on PlayStation, and Jesse's gonna be watching. I don't know if you will.
I have to watch the fucking game. I will watch the game, but I'm not excited about the outcome. Okay.
But
I
keep
won't
in
be
mind
on until the second half.
Yeah, he
so
won't be able to get on until the second half.
I got my mother-in-law's and niece's
So
birthday
great.
dinner.
So I gotta be there. I gotta watch the game. Hopefully we're winning. I'm great. I'm grateful that maybe we might be winning, but like I know we're not gonna be winning. I
Hey.
know that shit for sure.
But it's a rivalry. You never know.
Rivalry KU K-State. KU all day, but like I know what my team is right now. You guys got a badass defense with some good ass offense. Our decent offense can't do shit against your good defense. We're gonna get an interception every play, I feel like.
I'll take it.
But I'm not going to be rooting for anybody in that game. I'm just going to be sitting there listening and hope for a good game. That's what I'm rooting for, is a good game.
It will be a good game. KU will play their asses off.
I don't know.
But I'm not going to say they're going to win or lose because it's KU.
Yeah.
KU ride or die, but...
Hey.
Yeah, Aaron's in the bathroom pissing and saying, rock chalk. That's how much we are KU fans. All right?
Hey, last I checked, she was a K-State fan.
Okay, first off, that remote got returned.
It did get returned.
My remote now is red with blue analogs, alright? Red and blue, motherfucker.
So you're throwing picks on NCAA then?
Alright.
But no, we just had to call you because we were talking about some college football, and since it's a big game for K-State and Kansas, we had to get you on here.
It's a big game for Kansas, not a big game for K-State.
Governor's Cup.
K-State is ranked 17, right?
No, they're
16.
Yeah, 16 now.
Or no?
16. Okay. But KU is what's their fucking record? 2 and 5 now.
2 and 5.
3 and 5.
2 and 5.
2 and 5. Yeah.
Yeah, they were 1 and 5 last week. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they beat Houston last week.
Yeah, they're like our softball record. Like, maybe we might win next week, but
hey,
we'll give it our best.
Softball. We were 3 and 4.
Exactly, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a better record than fucking KU right now.
But
that's why I'm like, I hope basketball season it comes better. All right, we're not talking about football. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, bro, we just had to give you a call real quick on this podcast.
Go Cats.
I'm gonna say go football.
Go football and go KU and Kansas all day. Kansas.
There we
all
go.
Day.
There we go.
Kansas all day, but Kansas.
All right, bro. I'll hit you up later.
All right, love you guys.
All right, bro. We love you too. Later.
Have a good podcast.
We will.
Hey, subscribe. Like and subscribe. Fucking run past talk all day.
Thanks, bro.
All right, bro.
Later.
Later.
No, he's I think that's a good idea. We're gonna get on the mic and watch. Well, I might watch it on my phone and play at the same time.
And that's fine. I'm not gonna be playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be watching the game. He'll probably be doing the same as
Yeah.
you.
Probably.
I'm hoping it's like 40-0 by the point I get home and get on, so that way I can just sit there and talk shit the entire time. I mean, at that point I might get on, but
just so you know, if Kansas wins,
I'm prepared for all the shit talking.
But no, I can't remember. Was there any major upsets this week?
No. I mean, it was.
Oh, Alabama lost again. Tennessee.
But I can't say that was an upset. Tennessee was at home. Both are ranked pretty close together.
Yeah.
So.
But I didn't realize this. This is Alabama's first time having 2 losses before November. The first time was, or the last time was, I think they said Nick Saban's first year in 2007. That's wild.
So even when Manziel beat them?
I think
they didn't get a second loss?
I think that was their only loss.
But no, so just the last thing I want to talk about, college football, which I do not agree with. It's stupid as hell to me. Vince Young for Texas.
Yeah.
And Barry Switzer, legendary head coach for Oklahoma.
Yep.
Both today were inducted as SEC legends.
I didn't see that. This is their first year.
How I understand that those institutions are in the SEC now.
Yeah. I don't agree with
that. But they did not. If you want to put them in the Big 12 legends, I'm all good with that. If you want to just put them in Texas legends, Oklahoma legends, I'm fine. But when they had nothing to do in the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the SEC is just trying to draw attention to those two teams, being new teams into it.
Yeah.
And, hey, no one else has done this yet. Vince Young isn't in a conference legendary state, or neither is Barry Switzer.
Yeah.
So what's next? I mean, damn, I'm drawing a blank. Famous Oklahoma coach. Stoops. Bob Stoops.
Yeah.
But
Stoops
next week they're going to put him in there?
The Boz?
Yeah, they're going to put... Well, I think Boz actually went into the Big 12 legends. But who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, what's...
I'm with you, Jesse. I don't agree with that either. Because how... They didn't... how does that make sense?
No. I mean, the thing is if we look back at that 08 Rose Bowl versus Texas versus USC, great fucking game.
Yeah. And I remember where I was when Texas won.
The thing, I was at my parents' house.
I was with Brian, and we were checking on one of his rental properties.
But no, neither one of those teams were at the conferences now that they were during that game. And now Reggie Bush has his Heisman back too. Which have you seen those Toyota, or whatever
Heisman commercials?
Yeah.
I've seen
the one where he like came out like frozen.
Yeah, I think I seen it Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I started dying laughing.
At the Heisman house.
Yeah.
What'd I miss?
Yeah. Which I'm glad he got it back. It should have never been taken anyway. But...
No, especially now with everything that's going on. I mean, you tell me any Heisman winner from when Reggie Bush won up until when Jaden Daniels won last year, you're telling me that none of those guys in between made any sort of money?
Exactly.
From anything?
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, I mean...
yeah, you know they all were.
That pisses me off. Johnny Manziel beat out Monty Te'o and Colin Klein. First freshman to ever win.
Side note, talking about that reminded me of...
Did Mariah find out she's related to Colin?
No. Damn it. No. It's different. But we're talking about Manziel and his untold... it reminded me of the Netflix. You see what Netflix dropped today? You're not going to like it. I'm surprised they did it again. It's not a 30 for 30. But they just dropped about the 04 Boston Red Sox.
you talking about? I was talking about Menzel.
It just reminded me of Netflix, and then I was like, oh shit, I want to watch that.
So, but no, just real quick, college football, and then we're gonna go back to that. A&M. We were talking about SEC. A&M's the number one team in the conference right now.
Yeah, because they're undefeated in the conference.
Undefeated in the conference. They only have the one loss.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a K-State fan, I hate it and love it because Colin Klein's the OC there.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska fans really have to hate it because Trev Alberts jumped ship to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say about how NU is ran compared to A&M? I mean, when you have a AD in both places and one place is getting success and the other one isn't.
Well, so Nebraska compared to A&M?
Yeah.
That program? Those programs? You can't lie.
I mean, money does talk.
Yeah, money does talk. Nebraska is one of the top.
Yeah, they're one of the top. If they have all these boosters and all these sellouts, I mean, their NIL has to be incredible.
But I feel like a lot of players,
is all that
though,
NIL just going to certain players?
I feel like it's. I don't think it's just NIL. I feel like recruits, they know the SEC is.
But they know the Big Ten and the SEC are running the college football.
Yeah, but
I mean, is it because you don't want to go play in the Northeast at all?
Maybe.
Everybody wants to go south.
I bet you. I feel. I don't know. That's a good point, but in my head, I feel like it's kids coming out of high school. They're like, oh, the SEC, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all of them. Now, Miami.
They're in the ACC.
Yeah, I know. They're in the ACC.
They're probably going to jump to the SEC.
I was just about to say. I'm surprised they haven't
yet.
The
ACC is kind of going downhill because Miami and Clemson have both looked out at getting out.
Yeah.
Which would just leave Florida State. And, I mean, they aren't doing much this year.
No.
But no, so you brought up baseball.
Yep.
My dad and I are going to be rivals come Friday. Love my dad. My dad and I have a great relationship. But, yeah, no, come Friday. And I even asked my mom because you remember when we went to Dick's that one time and I got, you got the Boston training or spring training kind of hoodie.
Yeah.
And I got the Yankees one.
Yep.
So I've, of course, grown out of it.
Yeah.
Yet my mom wears it.
Oh.
My mom actually is a Yankee fan more than she is a Dodgers fan.
Oh.
My dad the other night said both of you guys can get the fuck over to his house.
Are you guys going to watch the game together?
Most of them are at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I mean, we might watch an inning or so together, but
yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if I'm going to watch much of it. So I haven't really watched any of the Yankees all season.
Yeah.
A few innings. Didn't watch most during the postseason just because I always had things going on.
Yep.
Well, Yankees went up 2-0 last week against the Guardians.
Yeah.
I really want to say the Indians, but
I think you should.
Then came here on an off night, and then I'm sitting there last Thursday. I really don't know if I'm with the Yankees to win this game and go up 3-0.
Yeah.
15-year anniversary of the 04. Or no. 20-year anniversary of the 04.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's been 15 years since they've been to the World Series. So, but no, 20-year anniversary since the 04 ALCS.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm with the Yankees to go up 3-0. And so, but started watching the game at my parents' house.
Yeah.
And I was cooking dinner, or then the Yankees started getting beat, and we went home, and my parents come over for dinner at our house on Thursday nights. And dinner was pretty much already made. It was a Hy-Vee lasagna that we were just had to warm up pretty much. And down playing Golden Tee, I'm not paying attention to the game. I haven't watched all year. They've been winning.
Yeah.
Haven't watched all postseason. They've been winning. Then we get upstairs. There's still like 20 minutes left on dinner. So my dad's sitting in my living room. My wife is in there. My mom's out on our deck. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go hang out on the deck.
Yep.
And I turned the TV on to the game so my dad can watch it. And I came in to get another beer, and you guys are winning. What?
Yeah.
So then I started watching. So didn't watch the game or watch the game. They were losing. They came back when I wasn't watching, and then walk off
Yeah.
for Cleveland. I'm like, okay, well, a 3-game choke series isn't gonna happen this year.
Yeah.
And then they won the next game, so I'm good.
So, like, I'll say this is a football podcast, but like I said, it is the World Series, and
My team's in it.
his team's in it. I'm gonna say this: I'm glad it's not the Mets.
So what is your hatred for the Mets? Because I told my dad that you would root for the Yankees in a Yankees Mets
No,
World Series.
I won't root for the Yankees and Mets. I would hope for both of them to lose.
Yeah, but what is your hatred with the Mets?
I think it's a New York thing.
Just all New York?
Yeah, I have no desire. If we have any New York listeners, it's nothing against the people. I just don't have any desire to go to New York to see it.
So you wouldn't have even wanted to go to the old Yankee Stadium?
If they played the Red Sox, I would. If they played the Red Sox, I would go to that game. But the Mets, I don't like Pete
Even if I tell
Alonso.
you, like, hey, I'm going to pay for our hotel, our airfare, the rental, and I got us tickets to Yankees, Cubs, right field next to the bleacher creatures.
I couldn't turn down going to a professional game. But if you were to ask me to go explore New York, I would probably be like, I don't really need to. Just would because what else would we do?
Yeah.
But I also don't like Pete Alonso.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't hate him. He's very cheesy to me. And I feel like he has this.
To me, he's like Dustin Pedroia.
Really?
Yeah.
But Dustin Pedroia wasn't cheesy though.
To me, he was.
I don't know. I don't know why I don't like the Mets. I just don't. I've never been a big New York fan. I don't like the Jets. Obviously don't like the Giants. But
I don't think many people do.
yeah, that is their own fans
I
don't
mean,
like
they
them
don't
right
even
now.
play in New York.
Yeah. And they don't score touchdowns. But
They score touchdowns at least in the first quarter, or
they,
at least they score in the first quarter.
they score, but they don't. They haven't. The Giants have not scored a touchdown at MetLife. I think in I don't want to say 15 games. I can't remember what stat it was, but they haven't scored a touchdown at MetLife since sometime last season.
Oh. So the last time that the Eagles scored in the first quarter?
Yeah, I know. I know. But before we move on to NFL, so did you tell your dad that I'm going for the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd he say?
Oh, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
Being a Red Sox fan.
Yeah. All right. Enough baseball talk.
Not much has happened in the NFL.
Nah, not much. Just injuries.
Except, did you see the news at like 6 o'clock this morning?
Yeah. So my buddy Ethan, I asked him when I seen him this morning. I was like, "Are you happy?" And he goes, "Yeah."
Are we really about to see the first undefeated team since 1972 and the first team to ever three-peat?
No, that's not happening. That's not happening.
I mean, the thing is, like, with how weak that team was, with injuries, they still found a way to get it done. And I mean, Patrick Mahomes leads the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
And Drake May, who's only played 2 games to Mahomes' 6, has 1 less touchdown.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they just
It's
find a
the
way
defense.
to get it done. I mean, defenses win championships, but an offense still can, if they can find a way to go down and score, I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how close the game is. A win's a win. But now that they added D-Hop, I think we both can agree the Chiefs are going to the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs.
And
But
Hollywood Brown's going to be back then.
I'm gonna be honest, they're not beating the Ravens again. Not at all. The Ravens have caught fire.
Well, and so that's where, okay, Cooper Kupp is on the trading block.
Yes. Cooper Cup, but who's gonna pick up his salary?
They're talking about the Rams will eat it.
Oh, the Rams will eat it?
Or some of it.
Because they're asking for a second round.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I seen they're asking for a second round and picking up his contract. But I don't think the Chiefs are going to go undefeated. And I don't think they're going to three-peat. Knock on wood. I don't hear real wood. I don't know if that's real wood.
My thing is, though, they're just so fucking dangerous.
Well, yeah, they always will be because they have Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Find a way to win. That's what's insane to me.
But that brings me back to what I said, I think, last week or the week before. I'm going to do it. At this time last year, the Eagles were undefeated. The two seasons in a row, they were undefeated at this time. And they did not get the praise as much as the Chiefs did. Yes, the Eagles had their big collapse, but like, come on. They were barely beating teams last year too, but they had the hardest schedule in the league last
year. Yeah, and the Chiefs have been playing with the number one seed or number one division winner schedule for the past 3 years now. I mean, it's not like they're playing a light schedule either.
I know. I just
think that they are just good. And then Mahomes even said, like, the game's slowing down for
him. Yeah.
And Brady's like, yeah, he has enough experience now. And when shit starts slowing down, it gets easier.
Yeah. Well,
so now, for Mahomes, if he's starting to see, like, this is easier.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. I don't know.
And my biggest thing, though, I'm saying right now, I think it's going to be a Chiefs-Detroit Super Bowl. So we're going to see Tech-9 fighting Eminem?
Could you imagine if they were halftime show?
Oh, it'd be a fight.
Oh, my. No, I don't think it'd be a fight. But it won't be a fight between
I can't remember who is the halftime performer this year. They've already announced it.
Did they? I thought they were they didn't want. I seen something about how when the Super Bowl was in LA, they had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent.
It's not a.
They were talking about, since this is New Orleans, why don't have Lil Wayne?
Yeah, they already passed on Lil Wayne.
I don't know. But no, I can't get mad at that if it was the Lions and the Chiefs. But I'm always going to say it till it's not true.
So, I mean, it's not a bad halftime performer.
Who is it?
It's a good thing there isn't a Canada NFL team.
A Canada? Who?
Kendrick.
Okay, it is Kendrick.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, not bad. I'll get behind that.
Yeah, so
I thought...
for the listeners, when I mentioned there's a good thing there's no Canada football team.
Yeah, so... or Drake.
Yeah, the Drake feud that he has.
Now, the Lions, though, this game that's actually on, did you get to watch any of that?
Yeah, I was off on Sunday. I'll tell you how my Sunday went when we aren't going.
Yeah.
It didn't go good. But yeah, so I was able to watch the end of this. I actually went to the multi-view because I wanted to see. There's a couple games I wanted to watch. and this was one of them. Your guys' was one, and there was another game going on in the noon slot that I kind of wanted to watch. That was going on too on the multi-view, but I can't remember what it was. But
Can't remember all the noon games.
it ended up being a decent game.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
No, this one was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Oh, the Houston game.
Oh, Houston Green Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. But no, I mean, Detroit, they just show to me what Kansas City has done. They let their players, or they get their players to feel loose and relax when they play.
Yeah.
And also when they played Dallas, they kind of did the Kansas City kind of shit.
Oh,
just the specialty kind of plays
Yeah.
and stuff. But I mean, that just brings confidence to all players. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna call this kind of fucking play,
Mm-hmm.
and we're getting so and so involved. Oh yeah, they believe in us. I mean, it's Dan Campbell and Andy Reid are two different personalities, but they have the same personality in the locker room.
Yeah.
They are player coaches. They're behind their players 100%, and they will run through a brick wall for them.
Yep.
But Campbell will run through a brick wall for fucking espresso coffee, and Reid will run through a brick wall for a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It's just they have their players so much behind them, and that's why I feel the way I do, that those are going to be the Super Bowl teams.
Well, the Lions, bro,
But
they're for real.
no, so back to the Cooper Cup thing, though. When I was watching PTI, I mean, I'm sitting there talking to my dad, watching it, or not PTI, Around the Horn, and hoping that Dallas would make a fucking move and get Cup. I just hope they make a move, get Cup, make a move, get a strong second string running back from some team.
Yeah.
And they can be our number one, just something to add to the run game. But getting Cup's going to draw off linebackers a little bit, running between the numbers. But one person mentioned the Ravens taking Cooper Cup.
I don't know that.
I mean, what in your mind goes through if the Ravens added Cooper Cup? I mean, they already have Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews to run between the numbers. But then you bring in Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
Every defense is going to have to run nickel then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, linebackers are going to have to cover the tight ends. You're going to have a nickel corner on him. You have to have someone on the outside with Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have another wide receiver. I can't remember his name on the outside.
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers and Andrews are the tight ends.
I can't remember his
But
name either.
they have to have another outside receiver already.
Yeah.
And you just add Cooper Kupp to that mix, and then Derrick Henry in the backfield with Lamar's running ability.
Yeah.
They're
a scary team. So the Eagles play them, and I don't know.
I mean,
but
at least Dallas almost came back.
Yeah.
I'll say almost.
Yeah.
They recovered an onside kick.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, the Ravens have caught fire, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. But a little bit of talk that I have seen, I don't think it's going to happen. So there's been a little bit of talk about maybe the Eagles trying to get him, but I don't
see that happening with that. He's going to throw
draft
picks. He has no problem throwing draft picks. But when it comes to salary cap stuff, he's very smart with it.
Yeah, but they did just release Paris Campbell, which was, I wouldn't say number 3, but he was on the roster, wide receiver. They just released him.
Yeah, but Devontae's coming back, isn't he?
He's been back.
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah.
And AJ's back.
Yeah.
And then you have Johnston. I mean, I don't see them going
after. I don't think so either. But also, Cooper Kupp is very injury prone.
But when you're getting targeted every damn, he didn't get hurt last year when
No.
they had Puka.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're getting targeted every play, and I've also seen that Matt Stafford's possibly on the trading block too for the Rams. They're all out. I mean, they're fire sale.
Really?
From what I've seen.
Where would you think he would go?
So I was listening to Unsportsmanlike on ESPN radio this morning,
Yeah.
going to work, and they were talking about Pittsburgh and Minnesota.
Why would he go to? Why Pittsburgh?
He's better than both Fields and Wilson. And
I
I mean,
mean-
look at their record; they're in a playoff position.
Yeah, but this was Wilson's first game.
And yeah, they won.
They won.
Then probably another reason why he isn't here. Fields
Yeah.
got benched and Wilson won.
Yeah.
But no, and then they were talking about Minnesota, and I'm like, you don't go in and mess anything up in Minnesota right now.
No.
Like if they were to trade for him, you keep Darnold as the QB, as QB1. I mean, this was their first loss.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was against a very good team, and it was a good game.
So then, can you imagine if he did go to Minnesota and if he was playing and went to Detroit? Because they still have to play in Detroit.
Yeah. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. They'll be booing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about what about if he went to Cleveland?
That was another talk, was Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now with Deshaun getting hurt and getting fucking booed when he was getting carted off by the home fit team. I mean, I never want to see anybody get hurt or injured. I will say I want to see people get hurt. I just don't want to see them get injured. I mean, there is a big difference between hurt and injured.
I know.
I want to see someone go out for a couple plays, give my team a breather, and not actually be sidelined for damn near probably his career is done.
Yeah.
I think Deshaun's career is done.
Yeah.
And he's our age. He's 29.
Yeah.
You might be older than him.
Probably am. Probably am.
But
don't look like it. But probably am.
That's just I just don't see where the Rams would gain from trading Stafford. I mean, Sean McVay going into the season was talking about possibly leaving to become a reporter or an analyst.
Jesus, they are really thinking about it.
They are damn near a fire sale. I
They
mean,
got-
Stafford's old. He's doing a podcast.
And they got Stetson Bennett, right? Is that their number 2?
Yeah, and he's old as fuck too.
Yeah.
He's like 27 now.
Jesus. That's what happens when you stay in college so long.
Well, fuck. Look at Brandon Whedon.
Yeah.
He got drafted when he was 28.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Could you
Calm down, Uncle Rico.
Yeah. God, they are really thinking about it.
But I know you want to get into your team a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I do want to say something. I know I bash Sirianni a lot.
I know what you're. Yep.
Him
Everybody
arguing with the
does.
fans. I don't think he's going to be in Philly next year. I'll be honest with you. But I want to give him credit for the video I've seen with him going up to Saquon. And I want to give Saquon credit when he was 13 yards away from his personal career best rushing yards back at MetLife Stadium from a team that just traded or cut.
They traded.
Yeah,
Well, no, he was free agent. Yeah.
And so I mean, he could have just taken that 13 yards, shoved it up New York's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And Sirianni was all about it and let Saquon make the choice and told him like, hey, I want you to get this, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
Then Saquon just wants the younger guys to get some experience play. It's not about him. So I want to give Saquon credit. I think he's always been a hell of a player too.
Yeah.
But just coming to that moment, you get guys that want to, chase those records for themselves.
Yep.
But for him, just let the young guys get the experience, do that, and then for Sirianni to know what's going on, tell him like, hey, I'm taking out the starters. So if you want to go back, let me know.
Yeah.
And you can go back, get that, and then we're done.
Yep. And it very good on his part.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me about that is the very next week of what he did last week and getting the shit for that. But very good on his part. And I agree with you on. So earlier when I got home today, shout out to Dave that I used to work with. He lives up in Minnesota. I was talking to him on the phone. He's always giving me shit about Nick Sirianni. And he was talking about it, and I told him straight up, I was like, well, if the Eagles don't make a deep run, what I believe, if the Eagles don't make a deep run into the playoffs, Nick's gone. That's how the Eagles are. They got rid of Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson brought the only Super Bowl to him. But I agree. He's pretty much on the chopping block. But I love seeing Saquon go, let the young guys eat. That's awesome. Blowing out, and at that time, at his old team, that was awesome.
So I really wish we could just call your dad.
I know, I do too.
Just to see how he feels.
He didn't. He called me that night.
Just because, yeah, his Giants got their ass kicked and he ran all over them.
Mm-hmm.
And Saquon used to be a Giant and stuff.
Yeah.
Saquon used to be a Nittany Lion.
Yeah.
Your dad's college team.
Mm-hmm.
So that has to be bittersweet. Because, yeah, he wants to root on his college boys, just like I do. And it sucks, like when Darren Sproles went to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucked.
Yeah.
That's the only
That's
reason
the name
why
of
I
the game,
rooted
though.
for Philadelphia in
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, and who did they beat?
In the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah, so I didn't want to see Tom Brady get another one.
Before I get into talking about the game a little bit, I want to talk about what happened pretty much outside of the game, and you get your thoughts on. So I don't know if you've seen, Saquon said that on his way into the stadium, he walked by fans burning his jersey.
He said he's seen it online.
Yeah, and he's seen it
But
online.
now he's seen it in person, and like it kind of fueled him.
Yeah. So.
But my thing is, I just want to say this. Hold your thought. I know you have something you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
To our listeners, our fans, don't burn a fucking jersey. You spent that hard-earned money.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
I got rid of my Carson Wentz jersey, but I didn't burn it.
You did?
Yeah. It didn't. It shrunk big time, and I could not wear it.
Dude, I can't wear half the jerseys. When I bought a Tony Dorsett Cowboys jersey,
Yeah.
I couldn't wear it then. But it's still a jersey. All my jerseys are still hanging up. But do not burn a fucking jersey. It is stupid.
Yeah, it is.
You bought that jersey for a reason. Because you like the player. It's your team.
Yep.
You support your players. You support your team. Just like I have 2 Jason Witten jerseys. I have both of them still. Even though he retired and then went to the Raiders.
Yep.
But then he retired again as a Cowboy. Or no. Fuck, I think he retired twice. Our listeners can correct me. He may have.
I can't remember.
His contract ended and signed with them. And then also, I have a DeMarcus Ware jersey. He went and won a Super Bowl in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Retired as a Cowboy. So how stupid would I have been if I burned his jersey?
Yeah.
And then also Emmitt Smith, Cowboy legend.
Mm-hmm.
Played for Arizona at the end of his career.
Yep.
I mean, people burning jerseys is just stupid.
It is.
You paid money for the damn thing. You got it for a reason.
Yeah.
You either have a memory or a very bad memory, or a good memory or a bad memory.
Yeah. But it's a memory.
Yeah. Why fucking burn it?
Yeah, I agree.
That's money you're burning money.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could sell that Saquon fucking jersey to a drunk Philly fan for $10.
Yeah. So, I want to get your thoughts on the whole situation. Because the fans, the New York fans, seem to be blaming Saquon.
No, it's front office.
Yeah.
I thought it was dumb when they gave Daniel Jones the contract last year in franchise.
Yeah.
Saquon.
Yeah.
No, that was. It's the front office.
Hard Knocks showed the fans.
Yeah.
It was the front office.
Yeah.
You can see Saquon.
He wanted to be back in
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
But he also wanted to be in Philly too.
Yeah.
That's where I do think, even though the NFL says there wasn't any tampering, or no, they did say there was tampering because you guys got a penalty, didn't you?
No, they came out and said
Oh,
they're
it was
not investigating.
Atlanta
Yeah.
that got the penalty.
Yeah.
With Kirk. No, there was tampering. Like, you as a fan, in logical reasoning, you damn
All
well,
I'm gonna say is
you damn well
all
know
I'm
there
gonna
was
say
tampering.
is Howie is the GOAT. I'm just saying that. You can't lie on. You can't disagree with me on that
I'm not gonna say he's
But-
the GOAT, but
one.
no, you know damn well there was tampering fucking going on.
I can't say. I can either confirm or deny. But
and you can fucking confirm he's a Penn State boy
yeah,
to go back and play in fucking Philly.
yeah,
You know damn well there was tampering. His agents. It wasn't him directly. It was his fucking agents.
yeah. I don't know.
And
I wasn't there. But no, I agree. It's stupid to burn jerseys, and I blame. It's the front office that let him go. But now into the game just a little bit.
Well, can I say something about burning jerseys real quick, just because it just popped up in my mind? Then your brother's a basketball fan too, but
Out of nowhere.
apparently he's not here. So, Lakers first time even though I'm a Laker fan,
Mm-hmm.
can't stand LeBron. First time NBA history though, LeBron and his son they're on the court at the same time yesterday. Great, cool. But then yet again, LeBron burning jerseys when he went from Cleveland to
Yep.
Miami. All those Cleveland fans that burned those jerseys. And now he went back to Cleveland and gave him a championship. First
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean by burning jerseys. Stupid as hell.
Yeah. Because they had to go buy new ones.
Yeah. But okay, that was my side note. So
Yeah, you said it. Side note.
yeah, I'm gonna start saying that because that's like your thing. So
Yeah.
that I guess I'll be the podcast thing.
Yeah. But no, the game, the Eagles Giants game. I want to start off by saying
So are you gonna go into a rant for your Giants a little bit, or your Eagles?
a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, go take
I'm
your.
gonna take my halfway.
So I'm gonna start by saying that is the first game in over a year that I have got to be relaxed during that game. And it was a weird feeling because I wasn't screaming at the TV. Wasn't screaming at the TV yelling, run the ball, give it to Saquon. Or, I mean, the defense the past two games, they haven't allowed a touchdown. So the past two games, the defense has been awesome. Yes, it's against the Browns and the Giants, but that's a plus. Second, yes, Jalen Hurts missed a wide open Devontae Smith on the third down that would have gotten them the first down. He missed him. But I don't fully blame him on that because pressure came to his face right at the same time you see Devontae Smith get open, get some space. And then the very next play on the fourth down, he threw a fucking a dime to the best wide receiver in the game. And I'm going to stand by this. He is the best wide receiver in the game. And he's the best wide receiver against, stats show it, against one-on-one. Single coverage, you can't stop A.J. Brown. He's batting 100 in single coverage right now. And also they look like they had fun during the whole game. And that's what we needed, was fun. But I do wish they would have gave the ball to Saquon a couple more times. There's a couple times he would have had a touchdown. And not run the tush push. They could have just gave it to Saquon. But I'm gonna say it. I'm all for AJ. He's the best wide receiver in the game.
Best wide receiver in the game.
Yep.
To what statistics?
So, I don't know. Sorry, my sister texted me. I haven't.
Don't give me averages or targets, please,
No, I'm not.
because of injuries. So you're telling me he's better than Jefferson?
Yeah. Now Jefferson's faster.
The thing is, to me, they are two different receivers. Jefferson's a speed
Yeah.
receiver.
Yeah.
I guess as a big body, I'm not going to say a speed receiver, but an average speed receiver, okay, I will say, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so I don't think there's actually a receiver healthy right now that is like AJ. He's just that physical. He's like Calvin Johnson, Des Bryant
Yeah.
kind of player.
Yeah.
And I think he's the only one of his kind right now in the NFL.
He's better than Debo.
The Debo, I can't say he has better speed than AJ.
I'll say this: Debo has better acceleration than AJ. Debo can get up to speed faster than AJ does.
Yeah, that's why he also plays running back.
Yeah. But I'll say this: I think he's the best receiver. I'm gonna say he's the best receiver, but to people that don't think so, right now in single coverage, stats will show you he's the number one. You can't single cover
Okay,
AJ Brown.
but if you're looking at single coverage, why are why is he number one in single coverage? Because these other top guys are getting double covered.
Well, that's the thing. When you play the Eagles, you got Saquon to worry about. You got Devontae
those
Smith.
are the linebackers. Then that needs to be your nickel corner,
Yeah,
honestly.
you got
Johnston. I mean, you have
Goddard.
all these weapons. Yeah.
And then you got Jalen Hurts on the run.
Yeah, I understand you have all these weapons, so that's why they have to go single coverage. But that's where I have a hard time saying he's the best single coverage receiver.
I'm saying it
When you have these other top tier receivers.
I'm just saying you could probably pull it up.
They are not in single coverage half the time.
No. AJ Brown isn't always in single.
No.
So
but these other people that are getting double teamed aren't getting the targets like AJ Brown is when he's in single.
But
he's in single more than these players are, so he gets more targets, more catches. So those statistics, do you see what I'm saying?
That he has more chances in single
he has more chances in single coverage than your other CD, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
But at the same time, it's not AJ's fault that he's not getting.
No, it's not.
Coverage.
I'm not taking anything against AJ. Like I said, he's really like the only tall power receiver, I guess I'll say. But he still has a speed.
His hand, he can he can catch.
Like I said, I mean he's like Megatron, Dez.
Yeah.
I mean those style of receivers.
Yeah.
And to me he's the only one right now in the NFL outside of Mike Evans, who's hurt now and has been kind of iffy, but I just don't see him being the number one. I mean, statistically wise, yes, he's probably the best one-on-one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the stats are skewed because he probably gets way more chances in one-on-one than others.
Okay, you can see, which it sucks. Jalen Hurts does look to AJ Brown a lot, and I feel bad. I thought about this during the game. I felt bad for Devontae.
Well, I think Hurts' issue is he will always try and force to AJ just because of his hands.
Yeah, and
and also he's always his go-to, his first look.
Yes.
Even if it's Adam or Smith's route,
mm-hmm.
he will always
Yeah.
go to AJ first, and then that's his progression, even though
Yeah.
he's the number one route with Smith.
Yep.
But as you saw, I've messed up and said Adams for the other Devontae.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 catches
Yeah.
on 9 targets.
And he looked fucking. It's just a picture, but he didn't look very happy in that picture.
But my thing is he was supposed to be the A-Rod's guy coming in. They're going to do this and that, and then they get beat.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's all of a sudden that Rodgers has been battling injuries.
Yeah.
Rodgers needs to hang it up.
Yep.
Or go to Minnesota. I mean, one of the two has to happen at the end of the year.
He's not gonna hang it up. I feel like he's the type he's not going.
He's in Minnesota next year.
I feel
Write
like
it down, Cole.
Yeah.
He's in Minnesota.
And
he's gonna send some dick pics.
Oh man. So let's talk about Tampa Bay a little bit before. So I think we'll talk about Tampa Bay.
Lose them
before we get into our losing the picks. So Tampa Bay, they play the Falcons. This is for first place in the NFC South.
Yeah, New Orleans is with Carr out. I don't think they are what they are.
No, and then apparently you said Kamara.
Now with a broken hand,
Yeah.
I have to look into that before Sunday because he's in my fantasy lineup.
Yeah.
But no, when it comes to Tampa, they have, honestly, Tampa Bay to me is like the Philadelphia Eagles. You have a quarterback that can get it done. You have a head coach that can get it done. You have dual wideouts too, but I mean Godwin's hurt now. Evans is also out,
Yep.
which hurts my fantasy lineup too. But I was smart, put in a waiver claim, got the third string wide receiver. So, but no, I just Tampa Bay is a team that just has found a way to get it done.
Yeah.
To me, and the Matt Stafford talk also has been to Tampa Bay from what I've seen.
Really? Over Baker?
I can't say over Baker, but it might bring another fire to Baker if they bring another quarterback.
I can't see Stafford being 2.
Neither can I. And I've also seen Stafford go to New England.
Ooh.
Stafford still has a couple more years left in him.
Yeah.
Let Drake May learn behind him, do a Green Bay move. And I think that was the big thing with Minnesota. Because Sam Darnold's Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
He's going to end up probably messing up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And J.J. McCarthy's their next guy, but he doesn't have to be the next guy right away.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers behind Favre.
Mm-hmm.
You do that Green Bay kind of thing, but which Atlanta is trying to do with Penix and Cousins.
Yeah. Which is such a weird, to me, it's a weird combination with those two. But
yeah. But no, back to what do you have for Tampa?
So there's been talk by some people that some people aren't happy that Todd Bowles left the starters in, and they're kind of blaming him for the injury.
What was the score of the game?
So they were down. Tampa was down.
Yeah.
But they were coming back. And the final score was 41-31. But they were driving and they were coming back, and they had some time left. The injury happened at like 43 seconds left in the game. Granted, 43 seconds trying to score 10 points to tie it, that's pushing it.
So for me, Bowles is at a loss there.
Yeah.
You take your starters out, and you're within a 2-possession game.
Yes.
Or a 3-possession. With that time left, you're going to get bashed saying you gave up.
Yeah. Yep.
And now he left his starters in. Unfortunately, Godwin got hurt, and now he's going to be blamed for leaving the starters in. There's no win for him.
Yeah.
And I get it because the fans want the win, and they want their star players healthy.
Yeah.
You don't always get that. You have to come to realization with the fan, as a fan. So there's nothing that he could have done that would have made fans happy.
Yeah, that is true.
He could have pulled his starters and just shown we lost.
Some people are like, well, why leave them in when you're down 10, and then this week coming up, you're playing the Falcons, pretty much for the number 1 spot in the NFC South. Because now they are down, obviously, Evans and Godwin.
Yeah. But you play to win games.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You don't play to win the next game.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're in the game, you play to win that game.
Yeah. And so, to me, those are the fake fans.
Yeah.
Those are the fans that just want to bitch and moan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just trying to find a way, an excuse. Because I know most Tampa Bay fans want Bulls out.
Yeah.
And
which is crazy to me because I feel like he's been somewhat successful.
He's been all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he isn't Arians, but in leading to a Super Bowl, but they also had Brady.
Yeah.
But there has to be give and take with fans and coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand all the injuries that have happened to the Dallas Cowboys, but I want Mike McCarthy out. He's done no adjustments. If he's made adjustments and things changed or didn't, then I see that.
Mm-hmm.
But he has not made any adjustments to try and adapt and overcome things.
No.
Okay, we don't have a run game. Let's get Dak on a bootleg. Let's play action a little bit more. Try and bring up those linebackers. He hasn't done that.
Yeah.
And he's the one that's calling the offensive plays. So,
yeah.
And Mike Zimmer hasn't changed anything. He still wants to run zone. And Dan Quinn, when he was the Cowboys, successful in man. He went to zone in the fucking playoffs against Green Bay. We ran man all fucking year, primarily. And then he wants to switch it up and go to his own defense against Green Bay.
Oh.
And we get our ass kicked.
Yeah.
And so now Mike Zimmer has these players used to playing man. Yeah, we're going zone defense.
Yeah.
That's my scheme. We're zone.
Yeah, I don't get that.
We're good on the road. Because in zone on the road, you're fine.
Yeah.
You can play zone on the road. Tough to play man.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, there's my Cowboys rant when they're on a bye week.
All right, let's get into our lose-ums. So, last week...
Great at this game.
I mean, with the game rules, yes, you are.
Yeah?
You are. So, last week, you picked Justin Jefferson to have over 100 yards against Detroit.
No, I did not. Just sandbag that pick.
Yeah.
I really thought Sam Darnold was going to target him so much that he had to have 100 fucking yards.
I feel like part of that's my fault because stats show that Jefferson has had over 100 yards in the past 3 games against Detroit.
Yeah.
So, which you weren't far off. He had 81.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like because I haven't hit one yet this year, and I'm the one that says like we have to like legitly pick.
Yeah. No, I got you. And honestly, I feel like my pick was almost like, okay, I'm gonna technically win this week because how I was actually correct on the over for Patrick Mahomes on interceptions. It was is he over under 1 interception? He had 2. And I picked the over.
Yeah, both QBs had 2.
Yeah. So technically, you won this week.
So I get first pick.
You get first pick.
You said you'd pick last anyways, and
yeah,
he's not here. So
yeah. So on to this week of Lose-Ums. I kind of changed it up a little bit on some things. I guess technically just one. This is Justin Tucker. Over under 1 57-yard field goal made at Cleveland. Tony Pollard. Over under 2 TDs at Detroit. Mark Andrews. over under 60 yards receiving at Cleveland. Tyreek Hill, over under 10 catches versus Arizona. Justin Herbert, over under 3 TDs versus New Orleans. And then Kirk Cousins, over under 300 yards passing at Tampa Bay.
I'm taking Hill under.
Under 10 catches versus Arizona.
Yep. I understand that um, Tua's back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still 10 catches is insane to me. Especially when you have Waddle.
Yeah.
And I think both of the running backs. Or no, I think a chain had a season ending.
I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
I haven't paid attention to the Dolphins.
I just think that they're so
I'm not
spread out.
Yeah.
And now with Tua being back, that
Yeah.
he's not going to have 10.
Okay.
I think this will be I'm willing putting $1 on it.
To get that one right.
This is going to be my first win of lose-ems.
Yeah.
When I'm supposed to lose, but I want a damn win.
Yeah. That's what's cool about this game. You want to win it, but you technically have to lose it to win it. So I don't know. So you got under 10 catches for Tyreek Hill versus Arizona. I don't know what I want to do. So just so you know, when I do these, I don't pick them as who I want to. I literally go on the ESPN Fantasy app and just look at players.
Yeah, I don't
and then
think
whatever
that you're
catches
sitting there
my eye.
bullshitting stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you're undefeated.
Yeah.
You've gotten all of yours right.
Yeah. So, like I said, I want to win with my pick being right. That's not the name of the game, but I want to win. So, I'm gonna go Justin Herbert under 3 TDs. Yeah, I'm gonna go Justin Herbert under 3 TDs versus New Orleans.
So, even though he's not here,
Mm-hmm.
can you and I come to an agreement on his lose-ems for this week?
What do you got?
Over 57 for Tucker.
So he's gonna have one
kick.
field goal over 57 yards. He's
Made?
gonna have over made one. He has to have one made. So it's either he's gonna have one made under
or one over 57.
One over.
Over.
One over.
He's
for
missed
Jaden.
350 plus this year.
Okay. Alrighty.
So, you don't want to show up, Jaden? We make your picks for you.
Yep. Still gotta put the money in.
And he ain't going to do his
Yeah.
picks either.
No.
Because he didn't last week. Again.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's get into our pick'ems this week. Can I split view this? Close this. Split view this. No, it won't let me on this. Just so you know, I'm 5-2 in fantasy right now, leading the league.
I am 4-3, and I'm in a 5-way tie for second in my league.
That's crazy because there's a 5-way tie in our league at 4-3.
It's just crazy this year. I mean, players, they go off.
Yeah.
Or they don't do nothing.
And then fucking injuries, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the injury bug is what's killer.
All right. So, you got yours pulled up?
It's loading. I mean, we've been best friends since we're 5 years old, and you still haven't given me your Wi-Fi.
You haven't asked.
I didn't think
I couldn't tell you the password offhand. I had to look at it. Mariah knows it by heart.
So, let's just go one thing first.
I went 9-6 last week.
So, for the season, though, I am in a dominant control.
Yeah, because for some reason, 1 week, I don't know if I forgot to do it, or I don't know.
But like,
You are
I'm
in
65-42, and you're 58-39. So yeah, something didn't happen for a week.
Yeah. I don't know.
You and your brother not making picks. But no, I think there's some. I think I'm gonna have some. I think we'll have a lot of same picks, but I think I have some curveballs in there this week.
Okay. I feel like this first game's a curveball for you.
No.
No? Okay. The Vikings versus the Rams. I got the Vikings.
I got Vikings, and that's why when I was hearing stuff about possibly Stafford going to Minnesota,
Yeah.
it'll have to be after this game. There's no way that they're going to trade Stafford before
Yeah.
they play the team.
Yeah.
Which is what's crazy to me is Devontae Adams played the Steelers with the Raiders,
Yep.
and then played him again.
Yep. Because Tomlin said that he just prepared for him. Now he's preparing for him again.
Huh?
Yeah.
Good luck to Mike Tomlin. Beat him both times.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. I kind of wanted to go on the 2%.
Okay.
They're starting Jameis.
Yeah,
you
but
know when they throw in a back end. I mean, look what Flacco did for the Browns last year.
Like I said, Baltimore has caught fire. And
Yeah, I mean,
they are a very scary team. So the
Jimmy
Ravens
G's-
versus the Browns. I got the Ravens.
I got Baltimore.
Okay. Easy game for this one. Titans versus Detroit. Detroit. And you know that 1% is just Tennessee fans.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
probably just Will Levis.
Yeah.
He's probably the only one.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Arizona versus the Dolphins. Now, I don't want to say this was a hard pick. I got the Cardinals.
Tua's back, so I took Miami. Being at home,
Yeah, I don't. I like the Cardinals in this one.
give me Miami.
All right.
Just as long as Tyreek doesn't have more than
10
10
catches.
catches.
All right. The Jets versus the Patriots. I got the Jets on this one.
I took the Jets. I was very close to taking the Patriots, though.
Yeah.
Rodgers isn't Rodgers. He
No.
isn't the Rodgers of Green Bay.
No.
I think he needs to hang it up, honestly. He's more of a media personality. He's always on Pat McAfee shows every week.
Mm-hmm.
When do you ever see Favre, Brady, Peyton, Eli, Romo,
Every week.
Donovan, Vic doing these?
Never.
Like you are a primetime guest on this talk show, a certain time, certain date, every certain date. It's no, they're that time frame. They're in the film room. They're studying.
Mm-hmm.
And he's become such a media personality to me now that it's you don't.
I agree.
And so for that, I'm going with the 8%.
Oh, you're switching it?
Yep, I'm going Patriots.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mayo.
I kind of like that.
Mayo called out the team defense as being soft last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to be fired up too.
Okay.
They had a long flight home from London.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be my big upset of the year.
So, this game. This was hard for me. The Falcons versus the Bucks. Yeah, this is in Tampa.
But it's a noon game, which Kirk thrives in, but he's already won 2 primetime games this year.
I think it's a bigger deal in Tampa that Godwin and Mike Evans is out. And I feel like it's such a big deal that the Falcons are going to come in and win that game. It's going to be a close game.
I think they're going to rally around that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a run game and tight end game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so because I've also got Baker. I'd look like a Tampa Bay homer in fantasy. So I have Evans. Then I also have the tight end. I have Baker, and I also just picked up the third string receiver. I think when a big injury happens like that, the team typically rallies around. They're playing for that player.
Yeah.
I think Evans being out does hurt, but I do think Tampa Bay is gonna. It might come down to like last second field goal,
Yeah.
but I do think Tampa's gonna pull that one out.
I think we both have it as a close game, but I think Falcons will come on top.
You
You
think
got Bucks.
Young Ho Koo or what's his name is gonna kick a
Yeah. The Asian guy. Yeah.
Young So
I
Koo
don't even know. All right.
No offense to
Yeah.
any listeners there, I just
Yeah.
don't know how to pronounce the name.
I feel like this is a no-brainer, even though Packers versus the Jags. Even though the Jags,
They aren't at home anymore.
yeah, they're not in London anymore.
Even though they're 1-1 this year there.
I got the Packers on this one.
Green Bay.
Colts versus the Texans. I feel like this is pretty easy too.
Sorry, Devon.
Yeah. Sorry, Devon, but we got the Texans. Obviously, the Eagles versus the Bengals. Yeah, another one. Another one.
See, when you're America's team, you don't have to deal with many new games.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if they're really the America's team anymore.
They still draw the most ratings.
They do.
Or else they wouldn't be in those 3:30 in primetime games.
But the Eagles versus the Bengals, I obviously got my Eagles.
I got the Bengals.
For real?
Yeah.
It's in Cincy.
If it was at the link,
I'm going to tell you this.
I would say the crowd's going to play a part. But it's in Cincy. They aren't going to have the crowd. Sirianni's going to be too distracted by the fans talking shit.
I'll tell you this. This last game, the Eagles finally got a taste again of what it's like to have a dominant win.
Yeah, but it's going to be a close game. And I think McPherson, that's the kicker's name for Cincy?
I think so. Yeah. He's going to win it for him?
Yeah, I think it's going to come down. I think that Sirianni's going to, I think Philly's going to be up like 1 or 2 late in the game. Throw a pass on like a third down, but since he's still having a timeout left late in the game, then I think he's going to end up hitting like a 40 plus.
Okay. All right.
We got that on record. So if it actually does happen, it's on record.
Okay. All right. All right. The Saints versus the Chargers. I have the Chargers on this one. I think the Saints are they're going downhill fast.
And I got the Chargers, which was another Cooper Cup team, like a top tier Cooper Cup team for a trade.
That would help Herbert.
That would just help the Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, and for Cup, I ain't got to move.
Yeah, that is true.
It's in LA, same stadium. I just have to move locker rooms from the Rams to the Chargers.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't have to sell my house. I don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
You still get a relaxed player.
Still almost the same colors.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get him. To be honest.
But at the same time, that's such a boring trade to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Bills versus Seahawks. I have the Bills on this one because just so you know, Josh Allen has not thrown an interception this year.
No, he has not. But I was very close to picking Seattle.
Really?
Because they started out 3-0.
Yeah.
Then they went on 3-game lose streak, won the last one. So
yeah,
they're back at home. Did they figure something out? But I don't know how healthy DK is. And so Josh Allen with the ball he's playing. I mean, Amari's already gotten a touchdown there too.
Yeah.
Not even knowing the play. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, Coleman.
Yeah, telling him like what route you need to run, and that's a wide open fucking touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that was actually called or Coleman just saw what the defense was showing and he's like, no, you got to run this.
Yeah.
And Allen, the thing is, Allen gets bashed, but he has a high IQ. He knew what that coverage was.
Yeah.
And probably saw what Coleman told Cooper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But no, I got Buffalo here. Okay. I think it's going to be a little closer of a game than what people think. I do think Allen is going to have his first turnover.
Yeah. It's gonna come.
But I do think they will pull it out.
Okay. The Bears versus the Commanders. So I haven't looked or haven't seen anything. Is Jane Daniels?
He's still game time.
His game time decision. Okay. I did take him out of. I put Allen in, took Daniels out. Those are my two QBs. But
How the fuck do you have a Washington quarterback?
well, I'm glad I picked him up.
Yeah, but how? Being an Eagles fan, how the fuck do you do that?
Because that's fantasy.
Yeah, but like I guess I started Alvin Kamara when they played the Cowboys and he went off for me.
Yeah.
But like my dad has benched Gibbs for Detroit when they played the Cowboys. He has Mason. He's benching him this week when the Niners play the Cowboys.
That's the thing. I'm not going to play Daniels when the Eagles play him. I'm not going to do that. But I got the Commanders on this one. Yes, they won without Daniels, but it was against the Panthers.
So what did I say last year? I will never pick Washington. But your brother's too much in my fucking head with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That I have picked fucking Washington. And I'm hoping that it's Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Starting quarterback.
So, wait.
Just because that way, if I pick this one wrong, we both pick it wrong with Mariota.
Yeah.
I do not see him winning with Marcus Mariota. I only see him winning with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
In this game.
Because their defense.
Well, I think Caleb Williams is going to tear him up.
Yeah.
Even though your brother will disagree. I know you don't like Caleb Williams. But the thing is, the boy can sling the ball.
He can.
And he's showing it now.
Yeah.
You get talking shit, Jaden, the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you trade Fields for this and blah, blah, blah. Dude, NFL's different than the college game.
Oh.
He's up to speed now.
And the Bears are 4-2 right now.
And
to seemingly be the best division in the NFL right now.
Too. Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
That division is incredible.
Yeah.
For that North.
All right. Panthers versus the Broncos. I have the Broncos.
Yeah, I got Denver.
Chiefs versus the Raiders. Chiefs. Now,
I know who you picked here.
Okay.
You know who I picked.
Well, the Cowboys versus the Niners. This was the other hard one for me to pick. There's two things going on right now with these teams.
Yeah,
Injuries, but also with the Cowboys, I feel like there's a little bit more than just the injuries. Like they're trying to, I don't know.
No, the thing is, Dallas, they're smart. They just abandon their run game altogether.
That's the thing.
But they don't have a secondary fucking receiver. Because Cooks is out.
Yeah.
But Tolbert showed up. And so is Turpin. But they just haven't hit the tight ends as much as they should.
Yeah. Now, this is a way for the Cowboys.
Yes, it is. Which last year I'd be saying, holy shit.
Yeah.
But yet, it's against a losing record team.
It is. I picked the Niners. Only because it is at home, but I know Dallas has more wins away than at home this season.
Yeah, they're.
But this was a very hard.
This is a road.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is like I said, this is a very hard one for me to pick because, on the other hand, the 49ers, they have been hit with the injury bug bad.
Yeah.
Bad. So, and Brock Purdy is not playing. I think this is showing people that Brock Purdy has to have weapons around him, too. Jesse, I don't know. I'm still sitting here like, who do I pick on this one? Who?
I'm picking my boys.
I know you are.
So, pretty much like my dad, he's like, oh, I got until noon on Sunday to finalize my pick.
Yeah.
Outside of the Thursday one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so you still going with that team? I've already announced my picks.
I have to go with
like for me, like Wednesday is the day I have to make my picks for the NFL. It's not like I can text our group chat that we got and
Yeah.
hey, I'm switching this team to this team because of this.
Yeah.
Like no, it's once I make my picks here,
Mm-hmm.
my NFL picks are done.
Yep. I don't touch these till
No,
this
I
is the
sit
last
there.
time I touch
I
them.
typically don't even look until either halfway through the noon games, if I'm off of work, or until the 3 o'clock games start.
Yeah.
Because then that's when I typically will look. Because I also have another group with my dad,
Oh yeah.
and so, but I'm so thankful that NFL or ESPN has switched it to where like I only have to make one pick
Yeah.
for both of them.
Oh.
It goes to both.
That's cool. That is cool. All right.
So what are you rolling with?
On this one, the Giants versus Steelers.
No,
I got the.
you gonna go with the Niners? You got the Texas hat on.
That is true. See, this is. I don't like both teams. These two teams. I mean, yes, Cowboys are in the division, but outside the division, 49ers are up there to me that I don't like. Fuck it. This week I will pick the Cowboys, but I'm gonna tell you this: if they shit the bed and get me wrong, I will never pick them all season long.
So I'm not gonna lie, I almost picked the Niners just so that way, like, I'll root for my boys, and if I get it wrong, cool, we got the win.
Yeah.
But the Niners win, then I got the win in the pick 'em.
Yeah. All right, I switched it to the Cowboys. All right, the Monday night game, which why didn't they didn't flex this game out? But it's also a Monday night, so the Giants versus the Steelers. I picked the Steelers. You did not pick the Giants.
Nah, I picked Pittsburgh. I was
Okay.
sitting there running through my head in any sort of situation that I'd want to switch it for,
Mm-hmm.
but there isn't one.
They're off.
Yeah, their offense is terrible.
Yeah.
Their defense is terrible. That's why I was sitting there trying to think, okay, can they stop Najee in like a run game?
So their defense is terrible, but they are leading the league in sacks.
Okay.
Which is weird.
But what did Saquon just do to him?
Yes. So yeah. The run defense is ass.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh still has Najee and
Yes.
a great back.
I wasn't saying it as in like that
Yeah.
the term. I'm just saying it's crazy to me that they suck so bad, but they lead in sacks.
Yeah, but so I don't know if you have a college pick 'em too.
I don't.
I do, and I don't do this for myself very often. But I do want to give myself a pat on the back because, of course, like in the NFL, we get all the games.
Yeah.
College, they only pick 10 because there's so many.
Yeah.
Last week I went 9-1.
Oh, who'd you get wrong?
The fucking Texas Tech Baylor game.
Really?
Yeah, I picked Tech to win at home in Lubbock.
Yeah.
They were 5-1 going into that game, and Baylor was 2-4, and at home.
Yeah.
And they got blown the fuck out, 59-35.
Holy shit.
And that was the only game I missed all week last week.
That was.
Like I even picked.
I think over half of the people probably picked Tech too.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Tennessee to beat Bama.
Yeah.
Of course, I picked Indiana to beat Nebraska. I picked Miami to beat Louisville at home, or in Louisville. I picked Illinois to beat Michigan, 22 versus 24. I mean, and it was in Illinois.
Yeah.
I picked Georgia to beat Texas. Of course, I picked my Wildcats to beat the Mountaineers. LSU to go into Arkansas and win. But, like, out of all the... And then there was the Cincinnati-Arizona State game. But out of those 10 games, that was the only one.
Yeah. I feel like that one is just an outlier.
But yeah, I mean, I want to pat myself on the back. I went
Yeah,
9-1. I got
impressive.
9 wins, only missed one game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Yep.
I think you should probably start looking at the college pick-em games.
I should.
They're pretty fun. I mean, it gives you something to watch, like those games.
Yeah. That is true. I just all these past Saturdays I've been so busy I can't sit there and watch.
Well, you want me to
the
read
games.
off the this week's games?
Yeah.
So first game is Washington at Indiana. Yep. BYU at UCF.
BYU.
Bowling Green at Toledo.
Honestly, I don't know. Toledo? I don't know.
Toledo's 5-2 and it's in Toledo. Bowling Green's 3-4. 94% of people have Toledo picked. Then you got Texas Tech at TCU. Tech is 5-2. TCU is 4-3.
Ooh.
It's in Fort Worth. It's in Tech. It's in TCU. It's not in Lubbock. It's in Fort Worth.
I'll take TCU.
Yeah, that's who I took. Then here we go. Here's the kicker game. UL Monroe Warhawks versus South Alabama Jaguars.
I don't know.
Louisiana Monroe is 5-1. South Alabama is 3-4.
All right, I'll take Monroe.
That's who I took. And then you got West Virginia at Arizona.
Is Arizona ranked?
Nope, both teams are 3-4.
I'll take Arizona.
Then you got the number 3 Penn State Nittany Lions at Wisconsin.
I'll take Penn State.
Now you got the number 8 LSU Tigers going to College Station, Texas against the number 14 Texas A&M Aggies. 56% of people have LSU picked to 44% of A&M.
I'm going to pick A&M because it's in College Station.
That's who I took for that reason.
Yeah.
Now here you go, Big Ten guy. Michigan State Spartans, 4-3.
I like how you said Big Ten guy as I'm wearing a Texas hat right now.
Yeah, but you're Nebraska, so. Going against the 4-3 Michigan Wolverines at the Big House.
Wait, what's
Michigan rivalry?
What's Michigan State's record?
4-3. Both are the same. And they're going to Michigan. They're going to the Big House.
I'll take Michigan.
Cincinnati Bearcats 5-2, but going to Boulder, Colorado against Colorado Buffaloes 5-2.
I'm picking Cincinnati because I don't like Colorado.
So that's the only game you and I are different on.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, you and I picked the same exact team. Up until that one. I picked Colorado to win.
I'm not picking Colorado. But I think that's going to do it for this week's podcast. Unless you got anything else to say.
No. Maybe Jaden will be on next week. I don't
Maybe.
know.
I don't know. I do want to say this. I'm in for all these fans that enjoy all kinds of podcasts. I am in the works of making another podcast, which isn't really sports. It's just about anything and everything, really. I'll let everybody know in the next couple episodes when that one's going to happen. But it's not going to be weekly. It's going to be something probably once a month or whatnot. But I'm gonna have different guests and people on. So, but that's in the works. If any of the listeners want something else other than football and sports, so
I mean, if it's once a month, I'll probably be here.
Yeah.
Might not be on camera.
yeah,
I might be on the sectional watching some on TV and just yell at shit.
yeah.
But,
Probably just be like, hey, fact check this.
yeah, I mean, I'll be the producer
Yeah.
checking shit.
But that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Thank you for listening and watching. Go Birds.
How about them Cowboys? And Rob, go Cats.